Hello and welcome back to Eve's Wake. So, all we've done so far is come in, go to our room. Dead guy was in our room. We've come down. We've talked to Ronaldo, who has answered some questions more than Lisbeth would. For some reason, she doesn't want to answer any questions. And now we are going to see our grandmother, who is in this coffin up here. There she lies, right at the end of the hall, in a casket more ornate than functional. Her eyes are slightly open, on her lips remain her last words, and her hands cradle what once was her ounce of life. Something jabs a thin needle into your memories. Slowly and painfully, you come to a realization. You know her, and seeing her lie dead before you, this long held and deeply seated anxiety in the pit of your stomach begins to subside, laid to rest. I can give you a moment alone if you'd like. Who was she? Eve. She was Eve. You were close. Here, look at this. Elizabeth shows you an old photo. The photo shows Eve with a collection of teens. You recognize yourself, and some of the others you've met so far. Eve looks sternly across time and space, right into your soul. That moment, there are only her eyes, forcing Eve's presence into you. This was during last coverage, a decade ago. She took control and never let go until her very last breath. Okay, so last time, you were a child, and all these other people were children as well, so they were about the same age as you. Not Elizabeth, Eve won her conference, so that means she went through, whatever this is, the murders and whatever happened, to win for her decade before she passed. Now, we don't know how she died, so it's possible she died in some sort of mysterious happenstance, and which causes this to happen. But a decade, that's not that long for her rule. Unless they do it every decade? It is awe-inspiring to see how much one can accomplish in only 10 years' time. Yeah, 10 years. You notice a twinkle in Lisbeth's eye. Was she important to you? I am here to serve. That is all there is to me and my relation to Eve. You are more than that. I know what my purpose is, as much as the woman who became Eve understood what her purpose was. Who became Eve? That's a weird way to phrase that. All those who lead us are the first of man, Eve and Adam. Oh. Did she have a different name before she won this conference? Do you have to change your name to Eve? Or Adam? As if so, that's weird. I hope you will become them. You hope I will become the next one? Why not lead yourself? Sound like you want me to say, why not lead yourself? I am just here to serve, but also I am disqualified. Huh? I was born without gender, and thus I cannot neither be Adam or Eve. How do you know? I was told, and to be fair, it feels right. You were told? I have some more questions. Go ahead. I have questions about how someone told you don't have a gender. Yeah, doesn't make sense to me. decide that, but someone else deciding for you. My grandmother leads the family. She prevailed last coverings, and as is the first in 500 years, she stayed independent throughout. As the first in 500 years. Sadly, no matter how smart and cunning one is, death will come for us all eventually. Do you have any other questions? And my grandmother was. You, your father, and her are those who leave. After you have recovered, your bloodline chooses to leave us again. So everyone else's family stays. They're all connected in some way. But your family leaves every 10 years and they get their mind wiped out of all memories of this place? Is it so that they have like an outside perspective, or what's the point of that? You, your father, and her are from those who leave. Every after conference, your bloodline chooses to leave us again. That's how it's been since the start, and that's how it will be forever. You seem quite convinced. When you've seen things I've seen, you would be convinced of the eternity of the system too. See, it sounds menacing. Some things can only be expressed menacingly. Do you have any other questions? How do I fit in this? You are those who leave. And every coverance you return to claim your position among us. What does that mean? It means that every coverance people of your family are invited to join in. You bring a much needed perspective from outside. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You are naive, open and curious, flexible. And you're the only one allowed to join a different family and thus balance things in their favor. So only the people from those who leave intermingle and bring new DNA, or to come and join. I assume they mean by join a different family, they mean through marriage and balance things in their favor. So is it people from the other families are going to want to gain your favor? Of course it is, if that is what you wish. Do you have any other questions? I have asked all my questions. I have more questions, but there was no option. I hope this makes everything clear. My father. For a moment you think Lisbeth won't answer you. Yeah, because my father died in an accident. But my mother also died in an accident. Who knows if those are real memories or just what I was told. For a moment you think Lisbeth would answer you. I promised to tell you the truth, did I not? One of the people attending the conference killed him. Wait. Eve is my grandmother. She won last conference. Why then was my father killed? Wouldn't he not be in that? I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't tell you who. He was murdered. I'm sorry. I'll leave you with her if you'd like. I'd appreciate that. Lisbeth creates some space between you and your grandmother. Inspect the body. Try as you might, you can't see anything strange about her, which is strange in itself. Dead bodies are strange things, something akin to realistic dolls, but with something essential missing. But not her. She looks like she'd jump and give you a real scare. Say a prayer? Sure. You didn't think you were religious, but something in your mind stirs. Oh, say a Christian prayer, say an Islamic prayer, say a Jewish prayer, say a Wiccan prayer. Oh, I'd like to be a Wiccan. You say Mother Goddess, Father God, let them walk your blessed gardens. We shall meet again. You had thought it would give you a little relief, but as the silence falls once more, all you can feel is being judged by something. Well, they get their judgy eyes off me then. You glance at Lisbeth, and she joins you once again. As Lisbeth leads you to the exit of the chapel, you pass the man from earlier. Ronaldo looks deep in thought. As for us, let's head to the kitchen. I wonder if that was a second chance to bother him. But I already did, so. Once there, you witness Deanna standing in the middle of the room, straight up, shoulders high, and a grin that spells delightful diaster. Opposite of her sits two people in shock, a man and a woman, looking exactly alike. You find yourself standing right between them and Diana. So here's the twins. Corvus, this isn't fair. Lisbeth, tell her she's wrong. What is happening here? The twins are unwilling to fulfill their duty and take Patrick's place. Typical. Oh, they don't want to die. If they're not a part of it, they have no reason for someone to want to kill them. Cora. Dan, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Cora, are you calling our ancient traditions ridiculous? And this coming from one of the old blood family? But a dead tradition is unusual. Tradition is tradition. He is correct. This hasn't happened before. So, before the game started, there was a settings option where I can pick my pronouns for what they interact with me. So if you were to play this game, you'd be able to choose that as well, in case you were thinking that you had to automatically. He is correct, it hasn't happened before. Patrick's murders also broke tradition. Orpheus. That exactly. No need for one of us to take his place. It would be so much easier if you would just choose. It's not your life that's on the line. I understand, but I am not the one making the call. Who is? That would be High Priest Theseus. You see all of them exchange uncertain looks. Corvus slams his fist on the kitchen table. As I said, it would be so easier if you choose Corvus. Who is Theseus? Tell me. He looks up at you for a brief moment as if considering whether to answer your question. Some questions you don't want to have to answer to yet. Actually, I do. A monster. And my uncle. The High Priest is simply carrying out his duty. She turns back to the twin. Look, I understand that this is not fair, but you have to make a choice, because otherwise Theseus will do it for you. Can't we just change the rules now? Let's all be reasonable. Why aren't you choosing? Choosing is bad. Why can't we change the rules now? I think it's best we leave you to consider your choice. Dana, you too. Good luck. She walks past you and Lisbeth without saying another word. The twins look in no mood to contradict Lisbeth, and so she takes you aside. As for us, I'll take you back to your room now. I don't want to go back there. Free of any issues, I hope. Oh, my room. Lisbeth leads you back to your room in the guest wing. I'm sure there's enough rooms where they could give me a new one. This time she makes sure the room is clear of anything unexpected before you get in. No corpses this time. Only living ones, as you can see. I will leave you for now. If there is anything, you can find me in the courtyard. But for now, I recommend you get some rest. I'll come and pick you up in the evening, before the funeral. And without awaiting your reply, she leaves you before your room. The room is pristine and clean. Only the memory of Patrick's corpse lingers in the room. You put your luggage down and exhaustion strikes you. Perhaps it was the travel, perhaps it was the stress, but before you realize, you succumb to sleep. You dream of falling into a void. You hear voices of people you feel you should know by name. You want to look up to the sky so desperately, but something in you is stopping you, telling you you're not worthy of the witnessing what is above you right now. And suddenly a series of loud thuds wakes you from this dream. And soon enough, Elizabeth appears. Without exchanging words, you two leave for the chapel. The music got dramatic. Before you stand rows and rows of chairs, the occupants censored by the thick darkness engulfing the chapel. Your eyes are drawn towards the stage. It no longer breathes the calming atmosphere of the farewell of a loved one. Instead, there is only this: a gun. Elizabeth places her hands on your back and gently pushes you, guiding you ever forward. You keep passing sets of seats and guests, their faces unknown, barely lit, their gazes piercing against your back. She leads you to the first row of seats. You're just a small distance from the crowd. A few are already occupied. You can just about discern Diana's silhouette. Elizabeth gestures at one of the chairs and sits herself down on another. This music is making artist says da-da-da-da-da-da-da. With little else to do, you take a seat. You could almost touch the stage if you tried. I'm in the front row. You sense that the room is slowly being filled up with more and more people. One of them even takes a seat next to you. But all you can do is stare at the body in front of you. A deep, clear voice booms from the direction of the podium, soon followed by its owner. An older man takes a stand behind the microphone. High priest. Oh, look at that. He's got some antlers. A big medallion. Welcome, everybody. His small eyes run over the crowd, seeking and searching for those to latch his steely gaze onto. When he reaches you stare back at him. You try, but as soon as his gaze forces you to look away. We have gathered today to bid a final farewell to the greatest among us. Born from the lowest of our families, Eve, well, rude. Eve was nothing short of an example to every single one of us, a true servant of our magnificent patron. Who amongst you remembers how she effortlessly defanged her combination only a decade ago? Who amongst you still feels the scars that she has inflicted on every single one of us? Who amongst you still dreams of the night of her ascension? And who amongst you think they can replace her majesty? A soft murmur runs through the crowd. I say, who here has the ignorance to believe they will serve our patron best? To your surprise, you see several hands from the crowd in the air. Ronaldo is among them. No, thank you. One by one, voices sound from the crowd, speaking a strange language and carrying a strange tune. You don't understand any of the words chanted, but you still feel them resonating deep inside of you. For the first time in years, you feel at home. That's unsettling. Yes, say Lord, and reach the patron. Elizabeth nudges you hard in your side. The crowd repeats their shouts. The flames flicker in the rhythm of their mantra. And when the voices reach a crescendo, the high priest shushes them. Listen. Centuries ago, our families were lost. But then the stars whispered to us. They recognized how we represent the five tenets of humanity. Tradition, ambition, creativity, submission, and treachery. They recognize that we are destined to serve the patron, and in turn, the patron provides. her the tools to do great works. Who of us lower beings could have ever expected her achievements when she took control? Her wit, her persistence. What pitiful bankers to beg us for the mercy. The laws now favor us, and our creations are exhibited in every prominent gallery across the grove. With her sad passing, one of us will now gain the patron's eternal power. Okay. As tradition prescribes, 12 of you have already been chosen. One of you shall be the patron's new favorite and lead us. Come, candidates, come and present yourself to me and Eve. I'm saving. I'm gonna save. Save here, yeah. Soon enough, 11 of you stand before the podium. Aside from Ronaldo, you don't recognize any of the others. They are mixed in ages, gender, origin, wealth, and level of excitement. The high priest looks over the lot of you. Then his dominating gaze makes way for confusion. I only count 11 of you. Patrick is no longer with us. He looks at you with a piercing gaze and his visibly dry swallows. And who will replace him? One of the Van Rioclo twins, Your Excellency. He turns to them like the devil put fire beneath his shins. What are you waiting for? For the patron to come down and drag you forward? We just think, get down here, boy, and you too. As Corvus tried to say, who of you is taking Patrick's place? The twins exchange looks. Then Corvus steps forward. His shoulders tense up. Neither of us needs to. For a brief moment, the old priest spoke with no word. Instead, his shoulders heave up and down. Are you daft? How dare you throw away this opportunity? You should be fighting each other for the honor, not act in shame. Perhaps Patrick shouldn't have shamed us by getting all murdered like that. Don't you talk about him like that. And he's not here to beg for forgiveness, now is he? Which one of you is going to take his place? We will play no part in this. The high priest inhales firmly as he was about to burst out, but instead his eyes grow in enlightenment, for he throws back his head. Very well. He walks over to the small red casket and takes the revolver on display in his hand. He's about to murder both of them, or one of them. As he puts the bullets in one by one, he addresses you directly. You, 11th child of treachery. He paces over to you and produces a coin from his pocket. His hand is noticeably shaking in strength. Prove yourself to the patron, heads or tails. I'm gonna save again. What are you planning with the gun? It is not that complicated. Head or tails. Elizabeth what's happening? Elizabeth sits right up and tenses her shoulders as if she was bracing herself for what was about to happen next. Pedants. What? Silence. You've had the chance to choose. Now suffer the consequences of your ineptitude. I don't want to choose. Are you sure? I don't want them to die. You gain knowledge powerful enough to affect reality. Very well, Corvus Cora, you are both then. He levels the revolver to your heart. And you are out. You just shot me. You gain knowledge that has unraveled the fabric of reality forever. Oh goodness, did you just get killed already? I say very noble of you to sacrifice yourself. though, is a sacrifice really noble if you didn't know you were going to be sacrificed? This is fortunately does not have to be the end, for all I did was show you a glimpse of one possible future. Who are you? That is a difficult question to answer. Oh my god, there's some alternate reality thing going. There's a narrator. It's God. It's a patron. It's talking to me in my head. It's a difficult question to answer right now. I can return you to the moment before you got shot, or I can reload yourself. Reload me like a shotgun? Now that you know what's coming, perhaps you convince them there is another way. Or you could simply sacrifice one of your twins for your own benefit. I choose my own fate. What is it? You can simply sacrifice one of the twins for your own benefit. Or go back. Please put me back early. Very well. Now return and try not to get yourself killed. I'd rather prefer to see you as little as possible. Rude. You briefly feel weird if someone else took residence in your mind. For you know I did anyway. Silence, you've had the chance to choose. Now suffer the consequences of your ineptitude. Wait, killing any of us is unnecessary. That is the price of mocking tradition. Patrick's death already broke tradition. Lisbeth, don't look away from me, child. Sorry, what about it? He was murdered on Covert's ears. The traditions have been broken with before. The rules have already been broken. He was murdered on Covert's eve. You gain knowledge powerful enough to affect reality. How does that change anything? It matters a lot, in fact. Lisbeth turns to the audience. I think we would all safely agree I am the expert on these things matters, no? When no one objects, she proceeds. We anoint 12 contestants as 12 is a holy number. 12 months, 12 hours, 12 seconds before the soul leaves the body. We have a tradition that 12 attendants, tolerant, and that one of them shall become the patron's favorite. But it has never been a rule. Where are you going with this? No rule is broken when the twins don't participate. No rule is broken either if both teams participate under the same team. Please don't make us participate. If you let both be a team, they'll just gang up on other contestants. I'm just pointing out the possibilities. The high priestess listens to Elizabeth's words with care. He turns back to Corvus and Cora. Still with the revolver in his hand. You have made such a travesty of this holiest event. You are now disowned and forever disqualified from receiving the grace of the patron. A loud murmur arose from the crowd. When you look around, you see faces struck by horror and confusion. And on the high priest's face, no trace of a smile. Once conference has been completed, you will be cut off from our family. That sounds like a blessing to me. Get out of here. Now get out of my sight. You don't even deserve to be the favorite's presence. So they live, but they get kicked out of the family. The two walk away, but when Cora passes you, she whispers, "Thank you. We'll repay our debt." Now, while the two scuttle away, you turn back and notice Lisbeth standing next to you. "Thank you." Lisbeth takes a long while to reply to you. In a soft whisper, she says, I let them off the hook. I don't know what will happen now. What do you mean? Why'd you lie? You did the right thing. I just hope no one else will notice. The high priest turned back to the crowd. Say Lord and praise the patron. A loud dirtin from the public follows. O patron, forgive us in our inactions, forgive us in our temperance, forgive us in our compassion. Patron, forgive us, shouts the crowd. O patron, while we are weak, pathetic, and scared, before you stand the strongest of them, the bravest, and the most vicious. And though their cleverness, their ruthlessness, and their charisma, one of them shall prove worthy of your respect. People, only one thing rests to do before conference. He points at each corpse, cocks the safety, and soon a gunshot echoes through the shop. A lucid liquid bespeckles the dark red flakes flow softly from the wound and stain Eve's clothes. The crowd starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When it reaches 11, you feel your body is engulfed in ice-cold water, and then something warm spreads through your spine and ribs as if grabbing hold of you. You gasp. When the high priest notices your reaction, he smiles. Let the coverings commence. Okay. So they shot the body. Did the body? You're supposed to bleed after you're dead, I don't think. So does that mean she was alive still? Did they put her to sleep so they could shoot her? You're only allowed to live the 10 years and then you're killed if you win? I don't know. Your dreams are occupied by visions of what transpired the day before. An uneasy motif of a gun and a blade guides your dreams. The calls of Durton fill the dark landscapes of your mind. My room looks different. Restful sleep was not meant for the likes of you. Here you are now, trapped in a game of which you knew nothing, playing with people. Hope for your life. You might as well make the best of it. You hear a series of knocks coming your way. It takes you only a moment to realize the staff is going door to door, waking everyone up. When they get to your room, you see the staff, politely run past the staff, tell them to get lost. Oh, that would be nice. Without exchanging words, they gesture for you to follow them. You're joined by a small group of others, tired and groggy faces. Only Ronaldo is familiar to you. Okay. I'm going to end this one here. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.